everybody! Today I wanted to address a comment that I get very frequently both online and in my personal life. And it's kind of that general comment of feeling the overwhelm when it comes to makeup, and in particular in-person makeup shopping. I have a few girlfriends, some family members, and I see comments from you guys saying like, look, listen, when I walk into a Sephora or a drugstore, there's just so much, there's so many brands, there's so many products, like how do you choose? And I totally feel that, and I feel actually very lucky to have started my little YouTube beauty journey at a time where there wasn't as many brands. It wasn't as overwhelming makeup shopping. It was kind of like, here's 8 bronzers that you can choose from. Take your pick. And the makeup collections just swiftly grew and grew, didn't they? But I thought it would be fun to kind of revisit a series that I've done before. Back in 2021, I had started doing like a top 5 series. I did a couple of the videos, obviously. It tapered off a little bit, but today I wanted to kind of go through just like a top picks from each brand, with the premise being that if you're walking into a Sephora, an Ulta, a drugstore, and you just see rows and rows and rows of makeup, it's like, what are the best products from each brand? Because not all brands carry all amazing products. I personally, and many other people, have favorites from each. So it's not like category specific. I just grabbed the first brands that came to mind, and I wanted to show you what some of my favorite products are from them to hopefully lessen the overwhelm when it comes to makeup shopping, seeing what the best of the best is, in my opinion anyway. And then I'd be happy to continue doing these videos. Maybe I'll even wrap it up during Everyday May, we'll see. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts if you like this format of video, kind of just like a big old jumble of faves. So let's dive in. I've got a few brands here. I actually wanted to start with just a few general favorites, not necessarily one brand specific, but we're gonna start there. Just a few general faves, obviously being my makeup setting sprays that I always have on hand, the Benefit Professional and the MAC Fix Plus. These are just constants in my makeup bag. So it would be shameful of me to not mention these. So setting sprays, absolute must. And then obviously the most recent favorite has been the Givenchy loose powder, which, you know what, I've actually tried a lot of products from Givenchy, but I don't think I have any favorites, literally other than this loose powder. This has been such a game-changing thing. So many of you have been telling me about the loose powder blush that they have. I had a lovely little chat with the Sweet Soul at the Givenchy counter, and apparently we're gonna be getting like very limited stock of it in Canada, but Susie Benaldi was like, you must try the powder blushes. I'm like, I will try to get my hands on it, but until then, this changed my life. This powder changed my life. Last little favorite that I just wanted to mention, because I haven't tried many products from Sephora collection either, even though they have so many, I just wanted to give a good shout out to the Sephora cream lip stains, because I don't know if you've ever witnessed this section at a Sephora or online, but they have literally every single color. I remember the days back in the Sephora number 13 days. Oh man, that was my favorite, baby. That was such a me shade back in the day. But there was a time where everybody and their mother was coming out with a liquid lip product of some kind, a matte liquid lip. And that just nothing did it for me like these. And they really have every color. So it's like the shade range and availability, like you can't compete with it. They literally have every single shade that you could possibly dream of. The 01 Classic Red is like my favorite of all time. I don't really wear matte liquid lips all that much anymore, but if I were to, these are the ones that come to my mind. So if you're looking for a lip like that, these are my top. Now let's dive into the brands. So Nude Sticks. Nude Sticks obviously is one of my favorite brands in the entire world, and I'm obviously biased because I created a blush shade with them, but they also have many shades and many different products to choose from, and I thought it'd be nice to go through some of my faves. The first one's actually new to me, and I had just tried this recently when I was on a trip with them, and this is the Peptide Body Cream. Oh my god. I'm very particular when it comes to my skincare and body products, and I shatteth in mine pantaloons truly when I use this body cream. It is juice, wetness oozing into your skin. If you despise it when a body cream like stays chalky and doesn't soak into your skin easily, it's a giant tub. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. New body butter from Nude Sticks. Absolutely fabulous. That was a new discovery. Another like skincare lip balm product is the Nude Sticks lip butter. I've gone through many of these and I feel like I don't talk about it enough. I don't give it enough love, but it's one of those lip balms that doubles as a lip gloss, and it's just so good. If you suffer from dry lips, this is one to try. Nude Sticks eye pencils. They have every shade you could possibly imagine. I just grabbed the 2 that were sitting in my everyday drawer. I have Slate and Cocoa here. They have beautiful shimmers, beautiful mattes, every shade you could think of, Nude Sticks has in the eye pencils, and it's a beautiful formula, and I feel like they do not get as much love as they deserve. Just so many shades. They're creamy, they blend like a dream, and they wear beautifully on the eyes. So when it comes to their face products, the sticks, I just figured I'd grab a few of my favorite shades. Obviously it's skin tone dependent on which shades you're gonna love, but I just figured that it goes without saying that Bondi Bay is my favorite from their like bronzing sticks. Also Bubbly Bebe. This was actually one of their collaborative shades that they made as well, but I had this in my Beachy Nudes kit. It's my favorite highlight. It's gorgeous, it's juicy. It's like that perfect in-between champagne. This can work on a ton of different skin tones, and it's just gorgeous. Those are my two picks from those, even though Jenny did say that we have to try the tinted blur stick. I have not yet tried that, but those are the two standouts. And then I literally have every single color from the Nude Sticks blushes, and whether it be their mattes or their blooms, whatever kind of formula they have so many different finishes and all the different shades that you could possibly imagine. And it was definitely hard picking my favorites. Obviously Picante is the shade that I created, so this is going to be a favorite. How many times have we talked about this in the last few weeks? I feel like Picante has just been getting the love she needed and deserved. But this is one of those shades that would surprise you, even if you're super pale and you're scared to shove a bright orange blush on your face, no matter what your skin tone is. I believe that this looks amazing on everybody. It's such a gorgeous universal shade, so this is definitely a pick from me, obviously. And then in terms of like my most worn shade from them, maybe a shade that I don't mention so much, but Bareback. Bareback is that perfect, like really easy neutral shade, and I feel amazing when I wear this. I'm thinking like this could be one of those contenders for wedding makeup, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on how bronzed I'm wanting to go. You know, this is one of those blushes that would be like a ride or die for me. It's so old, this one in particular. I'm actually sure this one needs to be replaced, but Bareback is just one of those classic shades for me. It is beautiful. Those are my faves from Nude Sticks. Those would be my top picks, the ones that come to mind if anyone were to ask like what my top picks and faves are. Those are the ones. Let's move on to e.l.f. Now e.l.f. pretty much like has any product that you could possibly imagine. It was actually really hard to narrow this down because they really just have dupes for everything. They have affordable options for every product that you could think of. A lot of beautiful lip products, a lot of beautiful eye products. And I want to start with an honorable mention actually, and that's the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, which you guys know I've talked about at length here on my channel. I kind of go through phases, and I'm kind of coming out of the phase of me using my pore primers right now. I think it's for a very specific look for me. That's why it's not like an always favorite, I guess. It's like when I'm needing it, I'll grab that. But just so you know, I do love that primer. But in terms of color or just general products that everybody can use, like the e.l.f. Brow Lift, I'm sorry, this just changed my life. When I first discovered this is an incredible brow laminating product, and I just think is unbeaten in the brow laminating category, and you just can't beat the price. It's so good. This is actually my second tub of this, and it takes a lot to go through this, okay? And I'm swiftly making my way through the second one. It is fabulous if you're looking for that slicked, licked, laminated brow. This one is an amazing one to try. And then e.l.f., just their entire putty line, I actually have the 3 different products here. It's the e.l.f. Putty Blushes, the e.l.f. Bronzers, and the e.l.f. Luminous Bronzers. And you just can't go wrong with these. This blush shade in particular, Bora Bora, it's one of those cool, bright pink blushes. I actually put this one on today. This is the blush that I'm wearing today. It's just so good. I really wish that they would extend the shades. I would love it if they brought more shades out in this because it's literally just as good, wears just as well as any of the higher priced counterparts, and I reach for this blush so much. It's so good. I love the color. The Putty Bronzers, they have the contour shades. They have the more shadowy contour shades. They also have the warmer bronzers. These are beautiful, and I actually just really love how small this packaging is for someone who travels a lot. I love to have a condensed makeup bag in general. These are just perfect. They are like, they just don't have competition in the drugstore space, in my opinion. They've just done such a good job. I love e.l.f. and I feel like they just make everything accessible and affordable for everybody, and that makes me so happy. So all of their like potted things really are amazing. And then most recently, like literally just recently, they came out with their Halo Glow Beauty Ones, and I was so shockingly impressed. Like I couldn't stop staring at my face when I filmed that video the other day because I just got my hands on these. But another one of those things where e.l.f. has duped something that exists in the higher price market, and they have just knocked it out of the park. So many beautiful shades, so many options, highlighters, blushes, bronzers, contours. Like they're so good, and I love the tiny packaging. Again, very travel friendly, very everyday makeup bag friendly, and I just think they're great. e.l.f., I love you, and those are a few of my favorites from the bunch. Moving on to another drugstore brand, I wanted to do NYX because NYX is another brand that I think does color very well, especially when it comes to the lips. They just have so many different lip products. They have a ton of different amazing base products. They have a lot of brow products. Like NYX across the board just really does most things very, very well. A few things that exist in my like everyday makeup collection, first of all being the soft matte lip creams. These are a classic. These are a staple. I totally just forgot about the butter glosses. Well, just lip products in general, but these are just a classic. They've been around since the dawn of time. I have Cairo and London. I don't actually have any other brighter colors in these, but these are just like a classic nude for me. And yeah, they're perfect. More recently, the Fat oils, specifically in the shade Mist Call. This is just such a beautiful gloss. In general, like at the drugstore, lip products I think is what they do very, very well. It's hard to find a lot of shades when it comes to like eye makeup, a lot of base products, skin tone products, but where the drugstore does very well, I think across all the brands, are lip products. So this is just one of those oils, you know, it's kind of like a trending thing right now. Everyone's on the lip oil train, and the NYX one has just been so great, and I've been wearing that one a ton. The lip pencils, previously I used the shade Natural, but I then discovered the shade Nude Beige, and I have not looked back. This is like the one lip pencil for me. It's this one or a deeper brown. I like to have two options, but holy, you just don't need anything more than this. It's the perfect shade for my lip color, this shade specifically, but this product, the formulation, it's perfect. It's such a good lip pencil. I'm obsessed with it, and I haven't stopped wearing it. If you can find a shade that works for you, oh my, it's so good, and I literally wouldn't look at anything else. The lip pencils are perfect. Another product that I don't actually talk about a lot, but I have a few shades in, is the NYX Dazed and Diffused Blurring Lipstick. And what I like about this one, I ignore the fact that it has the little brush, but you could totally use the brush. But this lip crayon completely reminds me of the Bobbi Brown Big Thick Jumbo lip crayons that I have had in my collection for years. This is a total dupe. I have a red and I also have a pink, and they're complete shade dupes and product dupes for the Bobbi Brown lip crayons that I have had and loved in my collection forever. So if you're looking for a much more affordable alternative, these lip crayons are gorgeous, and they wear so beautifully as well. Oh my god, these have been around forever as well, but I just feel like they don't get enough love from me specifically. But the jumbo eye pencils, they have so many beautiful shades in these. They wear so nicely. I have a dark brown, a light brown, and I also have a golden shimmer, frappe, iced latte, and frosting. These are 3 shades that I have in these, and they're perfect. They're beautiful. I do not personally give enough love to those, but so good. And last but not least, obviously a big standout from recent times has been the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. What a beautiful product. If you have dry skin, this concealer is for you. It's so juicy, it wears so well. You can put it all over your face. It's an amazing, amazing concealer. And there's not many base products that I keep in my everyday makeup lineup from the drugstore, but this is one of those exceptions. Like, this concealer is incredible. Now, last but certainly not least, I want to wrap up my lineup with Dior, because Dior Beauty is one of the high-end makeup brands that just really does it all for me. It is one of those brands that I could confidently say, like, you could buy anything from this brand and it would work for you. And I don't say that lightly, because that's not the case for me with a lot of like the higher end luxe brands, like the fashion house brands, you know? Like, there's a few things that I like to pick and choose, but Dior is like, no matter what you're buying, they just do it so well. And I have so many favorites and have had so many favorites for years and years and years from Dior. Let me just say, like, right off the hop, the Dior Meteor Fusion Mono eyeshadow. RIP. I will never get rid of this. This is a relic. This is a piece of history that I will forever keep in my makeup bin, but I have had this for years. I'm sure it's rotting. I literally put it on my eyelids today and I was like, is this gonna be rotting? It's fine. This is one of those first products that I had like a deep obsession and love with. Dior, please feel free to bring that back anytime. The Dior base products are incredible. I've tried all their primers, I've tried their foundations. Everything is beautiful, but a standout for me obviously has been the Dior Backstage concealers. I think these are really fun. I really love the paintbrush applicator, and it has been a product that has made its way into my everyday makeup bag, and just as a standout for me if you're looking for a good generic, great coverage, all-rounder concealer, this is one to try. All of the Dior powders, all of their powders. Let me just whip through a few of my favorites that I have piled here. First of all, obviously the Backstage blush. in the shade Pink. This has seen so much love. It's literally like getting caked up from my brushes. This is such a beautiful blush, and I have this one as well as like the peachy coral one. Obviously the pink gets the most love for me, but one of those products that made me fall in love with cool toned pink blushes. So that's a forever favorite. Would love to see more shades from this lineup. That would be amazing. A highlighter that has really like just become my standout favorite has been the Dior Forever 01 Nude Glow. I also just really love the packaging. All this new packaging, they're doing these like sweet little poofy compacts. They have really cute ones out for summer that have like a little beachy vibe. They're just so cute. I love the packaging. It just makes you feel special. But yeah, the Nude Glow highlight, oh my god, this has just become my go-to powder highlighter. This is gorgeous. I'm glad to see that it gets a lot of love on the internet because it is so deserved. I remember when they came out with their entire like backstage concept, and it was just, everything was amazing. Everything was amazing. They do change the shades around a lot, especially when it comes to the eyeshadows. Sometimes I get a little bit lost. Like I recently used this one, which is the custom eye palette 001 Universal Neutrals, and I was like, is this not Sephora anymore? I do get a little bit lost with whenever they do the change ups, but I do have a few of the backstage palettes, and I have to say, like, I loved their 5-piece palettes, and I have so many of them from over the years. But again, they kind of just keep switching over my favorite ones. Like I have some of those eyeshadow palettes that I've had for like 6-7+ years, and they just don't exist anymore. So I think the backstage palettes are their slightly more reliable options if you're looking to pick one up. But I remember a long time ago, many years ago, Lisa Eldridge talking about how special the formula of Dior eyeshadows were, and I've just forever thought about the comments she made about that, and it's so true. Whenever I use a Dior eyeshadow, there's just something like extra creamy and silky and beautiful about it. And they have all the shades you could dream of if you're a neutral lover, and yeah, I have a lot of their palettes as well as their 5-pan palettes. They're just a really superior eyeshadow formula to me. And another backstage palette that I love, obviously, are their highlighting palettes. Here I have Universal and Pure Gold. These are just glowing heavens on your face. And if you love highlights and you like to switch up your colors, obviously these palettes would be fabulous for you, but definitely more to the makeup artist or someone who is playing with a lot more makeup on a daily basis. I think like right now in my life, this one would be the one I'd go for, Universal, just because I could do anything. I could put it on my eyes, I could use it as bronzer, blush, highlight. Like you just have so many options in here. This is very much like a variation of highlighters. But again, the formula of these, the juicy creaminess, if you've ever touched a Dior powder, there's just that extra level of silkiness that they possess. They're so beautiful. The highlighting palettes, out of all the face palettes that they have, they're my favorites. And I always have on hand. They're always floating around somewhere. And finally, where I think Dior just does the most is just in their lip products in general. They have so many different formulas, so many different products that really cater to anybody and have anything that you're looking for, whether it be like a matte liquid lipstick, your bright bold red, your beautiful nudes, your glosses, your oils. Like Dior has everything that you could dream of when it comes to lip products, and their packaging is always dreamy. Obviously, if you're going in looking to spend money on a high-end lip product, like you look at a Dior lip product and you're like, oh, it just makes you feel extra special. There are so many lip products from Dior that I have loved over the years, like the Lip Glow Balm, the Lip Matte Glow Balm. Like these were just staples for me for so long. More recently, the Lip Glow Oil, shades 100 and 200, and their satin lip are some of my favorites ever. They also have the 999 red lip, which is such a classic. Then they have their Dior Addict lip tints. Like there's so many shades, there's so many formulas, so many finishes. They just do lips so well. And this one has my name on it. Can you see? I just love them. The Dior lip products, absolutely stunning. If you're looking to pick up an extra special lip product, you just want to have options galore, Dior is the one for you. And that's it, my friends. Those are a few of my top picks from a few of my favorite brands. I would love to keep doing this. I think it'd be so fun. Like I just picture literally walking into a Sephora, looking at a carousel and being like, that, and that are good. They are tried and true, perfect favorite products for me. That's kind of the premise and what I had in mind for this video. So if there's any other brands that you want me to do this for, I would happily love to continue doing this. I think it's super fun. It's kind of just like doing a big old lifetime favorites of everything. So those are a few of my favorites, a few of my top picks. Would love to hear from you what some of your faves are. Please let me know in the comments down below. And again, please let me know if you want me to continue doing this and what those brands would be. Let me know, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon for a new video. Bye!